evening and welcome to the IslandStats.com World Cup 2022 Day 16 show. I personally want to apologize for not bringing you coverage of Day 15. I had a technical issue and we couldn't sort it out, so we just thought we'll bring Day 16 with Day 15 right here tonight fully. Let's first go back to Day 15. We know that it was a big battle. The early match was France and Poland. Without a doubt, when you're playing win or go home, it's one of those things where you have to win or you go home. France was able to defeat Poland 3-1. Just your thoughts on that particular game, because when you start talking about a team like France, who are the defending champions, what do you say about their performance? And Poland are no pushovers.
No, they're not pushovers, but they're also not very good. The game went as expected. I thought France played a very professional performance. Giroud missed an absolute sitter.
Right.
And then quickly made amends for that, becoming France's all-time goal scorer, passing Thierry Henry. Then it was just where I was, everybody started betting on Mbappe to score the next goal. I mean, you just heard saying, putting the bet in Mbappe next goal. They all came up trumps because the next goal went to Mbappe.
Yeah.
He had Matty Cash on skates all night, to be fair.
Right.
And then he added another skate on.
Yeah. A different class player, isn't he?
Yeah.
Truly class player.
Yeah, he was quite good yesterday. I mean, obviously he's fast, wrecked. His finishing yesterday was on point. And you just got to hold your hands up and say Poland were beaten convincingly.
Yeah. And then, of course, we all know what that next game was. And to some people's delight, to other people's misery, England defeated Senegal 3-0. Good.
I think a lot of people were expecting a better game than they got.
Right.
Senegal trying to play out of the back from minute one was an issue.
Right.
They're not technical enough. They were turning the ball over, inviting pressure. So sad, so done. Actually, Senegal missed an absolute sitter. The guy smashed it over the top with did his best. But yeah, England scored. Jude Bellingham is making a name for himself at this World Cup. For those that didn't know him, they know him now. He will be next summer's big move. If I don't see him moving in January, if he don't, it will be a very, very steep price tag. If he doesn't in the summer, it'll still be a very, very steep price tag. But 1-0 for England. They only had the one shot on goal, and then right before the half, 2-0 to England.
They got that second one. Yeah.
Yeah, Jude Bellingham instrumental in starting it for Kane. Harry Kane doesn't miss those ones, nor does he need a second invite. So at that point, I think this game might be beyond Senegal. England added another one in the second half, and after that, it was cruise control for the England, who you must say played very well.
Right. They did. I mean, if you look at it, and you're right, they controlled as much of the game as they could with their technical ability. And a lot of people don't give them respect for that. A lot of people look at them and say, England played this particular way. But how they managed yesterday was something to be proud of.
Yeah, I don't think Gareth Southgate will have any negative headlines after that. I didn't see any today. But for a man that gets ridiculed day in, day out, he deserves the praise for that performance.
Yeah, yeah. And bear in mind, I mean, he's proven beyond a shadow of doubt that he has the pedigree to help England get to some elimination rounds of competitions. I mean, he showed that in the European Championships. You
Yeah,
get to the final.
got to the final.
You know, he would go down, regardless of what, however you look at it. I mean, the English are tough on themselves, but he will go down as one of the better coaches to get them to. He's got them to the round of 16, to the quarterfinals now. Hey, if they beat France, then what do they say about? Do they stop doubting him? Do you think they stop doubting him?
I honestly don't know because, like you said, the English are so hard on. I mean, anything but a World Cup victory is a failure, which is scary to say from a team that hasn't won it since 1966.
Yeah, yeah.
But they do have very lofty ambitions. Should he beat France, I think he silences a lot of critics, at least next game.
Right.
But we will see because France will not be easy.
Yeah, but you know what's funny, and I have to say this, because you might have one of the strongest leagues in the world. There's not many English players playing in the strongest league in the world, and that's why they struggle when it comes to these competitions.
What's the strongest league in the world?
But they consider the English Premier League.
Yeah, well, all of England's players play there.
Well, but are they standout players? Because you've got all these other players from around the world who are standout for these clubs. That
I think they have a mixture of top class. Harry Kane, to me, is the only world class level player that they might have, and that's finishing ability. Harry Kane is a world class finisher and has
right,
world class finishing ability. But I mean, you can't sleep on the Phil Fodens, the soccer. I mean, these
no,
guys.
you wouldn't, but okay. So let me ask you. If you had to name a starting 11 of all the teams in the World Cup, would an English player make any one of those starting spots?
Well, I mean, it depends when you do it. Do you do it at the beginning or do you do it at the end?
Do you do the beginning? Well, let's do the beginning. Do you have any players in there?
Not for certain. Not for certain.
Okay. Out of the teams left, how many English players make the team?
Are we going on performance or just on ability wise, like knowing what they?
Well, let's go on performance. Let's go on performance.
On performance, Jude Bellingham walks into that side.
Right. Okay. I'll have to agree with you there.
Been the best midfielder in the tournament. Outside of him, I mean, England's backline, we all know nothing amazing there, but they're getting the job done. The goalkeeper, no, not that he hasn't played well, but there have been better goalkeepers. I think I showed today that he's still, even in a game that's over, he's still got it. So
Right.
he's not to be slept on. Yeah,
how much do you think England will miss somebody? I mean, okay, so he hasn't featured that much there, but a player of the stature and the experience of Raheem Sterling being in and around the team, him leaving, having to go back for an emergency in the UK with his family. How much of an influence do you think that would hurt those young English players not to have somebody that they kind of looked up to coming into the team?
Yeah, England might miss him from a depth point of view, but as far as missing him in the locker room, I don't know, because Phil Foden's at Manchester City, you know, who are playing very well right now. Harry Kane's in himself, like I said, he's got world-class ability.
Right.
Got Henderson that are there who, by all accounts, are great for behind the scenes. Is great for behind the scenes, and I mean, all these guys are playing at a high level and winning stuff, most of them. So England might miss them for some depth. Like if someone gets hurt, not able to return because of what happened, which was, horrible. And we hope everybody's okay.
Yes.
I don't know if they'll miss his personality. I mean, that might be harsh to say because you don't know what goes on. But I'd say his depth would be more missed than his behind the scenes.
Sure. So let's switch our focus to today because 2 more big games. And I've been saying there's going to be a surprise in this round of 16. Hasn't happened yet, going into today, and we came close today. This match, Japan won, Croatia won, extra time, nobody scores. Kicks from the penalty mark. Japan misses the first one, Croatia scored. Japan misses the second one, Croatia scored. Japan scored the third one, Croatia misses the third one. Japan has their 4th penalty saved, and then Croatia scored. And I must say that all the penalties for Japan that were quote unquote missed were actually saved by the goalkeeper. The first one was a poorly taken kick. The second one, the goalkeeper really done well to get to, and the fourth one that he saved was a really, really good save. And congratulations to Croatia because they advanced through to the quarterfinals with a 3-1 victory and kick from the penalty mark over Japan. A team like Japan, they took the lead, unable to hold on to that lead. I mean, I must say Croatia had a good goal, and Japan had an opportunist goal. But Japan leave this World Cup with a lot of pride, don't they?
Yeah, I would think that just getting out of their group to them from a broad point of view was amazing.
Right.
I don't think many people doing shows like we're doing predicted them to get out of that group, let alone get the results they got in that group. So, credit to them. Croatia is, I just told somebody this not about an hour ago, Croatia is very pragmatic. They're not pretty to watch. They're not flashy. I mean,
regimented.
The second game of the day had all the flair and flash and, the wide open football. But, I mean, if you think back to the last World Cup, nobody really remembers that they lost in the final. Like, they were, everybody remembers one and nobody remembers second place. But it's not like people are saying the runners-up last year are now in the quarterfinals. It's Croatia, so they have the category, but it's just not. It's not. It's not pretty. It's not beautiful football, but they have and it works.
Yeah, you know what's funny? When they scored that equalizer, how the commentators turn up the volume for the fans. It is almost like a mute goal was scored because you didn't hear much from the fans. It was like, it's about time. You know what I mean? The reaction was like, it's about time, not one of celebration that you're leveled a World Cup elimination game to 1-1. I mean, and to be fair, Japan was literally running at Croatia. I think the biggest problem that Japan faced in the game was the shortness of their players to the giants of Croatia. I mean, if you look at it, remember, there was a lot of balls going forward late in the game that the Japanese forwards would get to, but because of the physical ability of the Croatian defenders, man, those boys were pushing them off the ball like they were schoolboys as opposed to men playing football.
It's funny you say that because guys in one of my football chat groups were actually saying one thing that they noticed Japan lacks. They're all very nice.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have any
killer instinct.
Yeah, they don't have that mean guy that, oh, you want to kick the ball around? Wow,
Right.
they're very kind, they're very nice. You need a dog in there somewhere. You need one guy just a little off, and people want to take advantage of you. He's the one that says you're not going to do that.
Yeah. It was funny for me because sometimes when you see them when they committed an offense or foul or anything, they help you play up and give them a ball. Sorry. Like, sorry.
Right, and
They just want to get to the World Cup final.
It's very much their culture.
Yes.
But yeah, they need some dogs. They need some guys that can get stuck in on the pitch for that next level. And Croatia, I think it was a matter of time when they scored. People were just waiting for it. I know when they went in and it was 1-1, I said, "Here comes penalties." Because nobody else scored. It was that type of game.
Right. And then, of course, the 3 p.m. game, one that everybody's been waiting for, and even, and we wanna, just like the Brazilians who have the so-called greatest player in the world, who's suffering right now, Pele, and they're playing for in his honor. What Pele was to the World Cup was the World Cup itself to the world. So we want to wish him hopefully a speedy recovery. But Brazil truly should, in the first 30 minutes of this match, should why they are considered the best team in the world at times. Not the whole time, but at times. Would you agree?
I think it's the best football in the world.
Mm.
They are definitely known to be able to play the best football in the world. The pretty football, the fast, the free flowing, the expression of themselves with tricks and flicks and dancing when they score. That's from Brazil, is to have that talent. They just love to express themselves, and they did a lot of expressing today.
Yeah.
In the half, the game was effectively over.
At halftime. Yeah, by 30 minutes, it was,
It was
by
over.
30. Yeah.
Credit to Korea for getting one back. It was nothing goal. It was a great goal. Don't get me wrong. It's one to tell the kids about, but in the grand scheme of the game, it was a nothing goal. And I think Brazil fans will be happy that this performance was Brazil put on this performance, because I guess they didn't have Neymar 2 of the 3 games. I think there was still a little concern amongst the fans that, it's a little slow. It's not really Brazilian yet. But
that first 30 minutes was clearly class Brazilian football. I don't think anybody, if you went and replayed that first 30 minutes, you will sit there time after time in awe of what they were able to do. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Same thing with the South Koreans as the Japanese, though. Very kind.
Yes.
I don't know what the game plan was, if it was to stand off and just watch Brazil play football up close. But that's what they did. Nobody got stuck, and nobody put in a tackle. Nobody tried to break up anything or lay into anybody and make a statement. And they got absolutely thrashed.
Fully. It was almost like they brought tickets to stand in the positions they were standing in and watch Brazil up close and personal.
Yeah,
because they just allowed them to run through them, past them, over them, and I'm like, oh my gracious, somebody get angry. And if you get angry, you might put in a tackle. It's gonna even if you get sent off, put in a tackle.
Yeah, but they didn't, and now you're on your way home. And versus Croatia could be a good game.
Yeah. Should be a very if you look at it, the Croatian defenders are big and strong. Quickness, they'll have a problem with. Brazil's going to want to attack that, especially bring them up to the halfway line and knock the ball beyond them and see what you get out of that. That I see Brazil's tactic. And they're going to use those fast forwards, interchanging and everything where I think the Croatian defenders, one of them early will get a card, and later on probably be given marching orders if things don't go their way, because they're not going to chase those Brazilians around for 90 minutes. Trust, this is not going to happen.
Somebody's going to hit Neymar and Vinicius early.
Sure. All right, well, fully. Tomorrow is the final day of the round of 16. First game up, Morocco taking on Spain. What's your thoughts on this African team, Morocco?
Fun to watch. A lot of talent. I mean, Ziyech from Chelsea is probably one of the better players in the World Cup in the group stage. Do they have the defensive capabilities to shut down Spain? We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll definitely find out tomorrow.
But it's going to be one of those games again where if they get a chance, they have to take it.
Yes.
Because it's easier to defend a 1-0 lead against Spain than it is to chase a 1-0 deficit. You want to knock Spain back, let them start passing the ball on the outside, keep them wide. Right. So, yeah, we'll see, but could be a very good game to watch.
I mean, as you've kind of indicated, I think Spain have the quality to get over Morocco. However, and I always say this, when the ball is put down and the referee says game begin, scores 0-0. So it's the team that outscores the other team will ultimately be the winner. And I think Spain has enough match winners in their arsenal. I think they might edge this one to advance to that quarterfinal draw.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Then the late game tomorrow. No grass getting cut. Trust me. Portugal taking on Switzerland. Now, I asked someone today, if by chance Brazil win the World Cup with Neymar in the team, does his legacy overtake Messi and Ronaldo?
No.
Okay. If Ronaldo wins the World Cup, does his legacy overtake and stands him out against Messi?
He will definitely have one big thing, one big award that Messi won't.
And that's the World Cup.
Which will definitely make arguing against it tough. I mean, to me, I just enjoy watching them both play. I don't really get caught up in better or worse or top. They're two legends who we need to appreciate while they're here. Neymar is not in that category, so winning the World Cup would be great for him personally and his country. It will obviously solidify him as a Brazilian legend.
Right.
Stars of the Brazil team always become Brazilian legends when they win a World Cup, as they should.
Right.
But will it vote Neymar past him? No, not a chance. Either one of them. Not.
All right. So for the average fan, what you saw of Croatia today, you probably see of Switzerland tomorrow.
You talked about it earlier, right? You said people wanted to see an upset. I know the Portugal fans won't want to hear this, but if there's going to be an upset in this round of 16, for me,
this is the one.
It's going to be this game, because Portugal, yes, they have the ability to play football, score goals. They have one of the greatest, most iconic players in the world. Just spoken. But that Switzerland team can defend and score goals when they need it. I mean, they could squeak out a 1-0 and they're completely happy with it.
Yeah.
But as we talked about the other day, I didn't know that they could score 3 goals, but they did versus. So
that's just the thing.
And they need to.
That's just the thing. They surprised a lot of people scoring those goals.
Yeah, they did.
because if you look at it, Switzerland has been a 1-0, 2-1, 3-2 type of team for the longest while, and we've watched that.
Yep.
Here they are now up against a team that a lot of people put down on paper to be the World Cup champions. I don't think they've reached that potential quite yet, but they're going to want to change that fortune in the event of winning this particular game. They're not going to want to go kicks to the penalty mark because at that point it's anyone's game. They're going to want, obviously, Portugal's going to want to come out, settle the issue really early, just like Brazil did. However, they're playing a different beast in Switzerland.
Yeah, and Portugal need to focus on football. Try to do everything they can to get them off playing football because that's more Switzerland's game.
Right.
So focus on the football, play their football. Obviously, feed number 7. Bruno will be instrumental as he always is. Yeah, this could be a good one to watch, though. I mean, as much as I've said, Switzerland could cause them. Excuse me. Switzerland could cause an upset. Portugal could come out here and whack them 4-0.
Right.
They're that good. So we shall see.
Yes. Well, Fully, I want to thank you very much. We will not have a show tomorrow night. However, with the next round of matches to take place on Friday, we will come back on Thursday night and talk Croatia, Brazil, Netherlands, Argentina.
Yes,
That's
sir.
on Friday. So on Thursday night, we'll be talking those games, plus these 2 games that will take place tomorrow, right here on the Honest Stats World Cup 2020 show. So Fully, thank you very much. Enjoy your evening, brother.
You too.
Have a good night.